Hi everybody, this is Bryan Brisson, and we're back again with the NFL's best bets for week 8, I believe it is. Yeah, week 8. I'm recording this Saturday morning. I'm still watching the Boston Red Sox game. They must want to kill me. I just can't wait any longer to do this so I can get it out to you guys in time. So let's get right into it. I have 5 games this week, and pretty much I've been terrible. So I have just recreated my approach to gambling the NFL and kind of just thrown out everything I know and tried to rewire my brain essentially. There are a few things you will know. I pretty much, there's been 5 or 6 games this year where I have thought, that number is way too big to cover. And pretty much either the underdog wins or it's a blowout and the number covers. So you're going to see a few bets that are that. You're going to see one bet that I would have made last week too, and I'm going to make this week. So just rewired myself essentially to try to adjust to what's going on. So our first game of the week is Kansas City hosting the Denver Broncos. These two teams played a few weeks ago, and they ended the game crazily on some hook and lateral that didn't work out. But luckily, we're not picking either of those teams. If I had to pick that, like who wins, I'm going to take Kansas City minus the number. They're that much better. And I think away from home, the Broncos aren't really all that. To be honest, I think last Thursday was a fluke because they're playing the Cardinals. The Cardinals are terrible. But my pick in this game is the over 53.5, Kansas City over 53.5. Kansas City has great offense, tons of weapons surrounding Patrick Mahomes, and pretty much I'm only asking Denver to score 17 points. I believe I said this on a few weeks ago. I always look at an over-under and think, all right, how much does the worst team have to score for this over to hit? And that number is 17 points. I think that's very attainable against the Chiefs' defense. And I could see it. I could see this game easily getting to 60. On to the next game, we have the Washington Redskins as a pick'em at the New York Giants. I think what we saw in the fourth quarter of the Falcons game, which kind of ruined one of our bets, and that's why I made the review video this week, what was not real. That's pretty much the product of a terrible defense. Not a terrible defense, a banged-up defense. I can't say the Atlanta Falcons defense is terrible. They just have a lot of injuries to all of their star players, essentially. I don't even think Desmond Trufant's playing for them. Like, he might be. I don't think he is. But when you're missing out on your star safety, Keanu Neal, and your middle linebacker, Deion Jones? Yeah, Deion Jones. Deion Jordan's a different guy. Always think initials confuse me sometimes, but I think Washington is much better defensively, and I think they're better offensively than people give them credit for. Look for Washington as the pick'em cover. I would take them at a -3 if that's what the line gets to on Sunday. So just that's as far down I'd go on it. This pick's not going to be very popular. Cleveland +8 at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not that good defensively. Offensively, they're good. But Cleveland is very good defensively. The emergence of Nick Chubb helps out a lot. And I think 8's just too big of a number for Pittsburgh to actually cover. These two teams tied. Like, 8 is a big number. for two teams that tied earlier in the year. Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a tough place to play. But guess what? Baker Mayfield can do it. If anybody can do it, I think it's Baker. If any rookie quarterback, I should say. If any of the rookie quarterbacks can go into Pittsburgh and win, I think it's Baker Mayfield. So I would sprinkle them money line because I think they will win outright. But Cleveland +8 in the Steel City, that's the pick. And these last two games are the games I was talking about earlier, where I'm like, that's too big of a number for this team to cover. And it's the Los Angeles Rams -9.5 versus the Green Bay Packers. This is the biggest number Aaron Rodgers has been an underdog with ever in his career. -9.5. I believe it's probably going to go to -10, -10.5. I would buy it down to -10. Just so, a 10-point game, you get a push. But I think the Rams can get enough stops defensively to allow that 10. I don't think Green Bay will get any stops. I could see Los Angeles putting up 40 points, 42 points with ease. And I could see Aaron Rodgers putting up 24 to 28. Do the math. That covers. And our last game of the week, this is one I didn't really want to pick, but like I said, I've tried to rewire my brain to believe certain things. And normally a home underdog by 2 scores, that's a lot. So New England -14 at Buffalo, that is a lot for New England to cover. But this is the exact situation I was talking about earlier. Either Buffalo's going to win outright, or New England wins by 17 or more points. So I think Tom Brady, Bill Belichick find a way to get it done. Win by 2 scores at minimum. And hopefully I can get everybody back on track, because it hurts me when I'm giving out picks that lose money. But go over again. Kansas City, Denver over 53.5. Washington Pick'em at the Giants. Cleveland +8 at Pittsburgh. The Rams -9.5 versus Green Bay. And New England travels to Buffalo, getting 14 points. We'll take New England in the 14. But I'll see you guys next week. Again,